She is Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn, now here on her move to punish Putin. Senator, welcome. What are you introducing in the U.S. Senate to try and isolate him?
Yes, we're working on a resolution that would support removing them from the SWIFT banking system. As you know, Eric, this is what really allows for easy transfer, financial transactions across borders, and this is something that we need to do. One of the things, not only will it make it difficult for Russia to be able to support their troops financially and carry forward with their economy, it also will give us an indication of how much China is prepared to support Russia in this endeavor. We have heard, of course, that China would be there to bank them. China would be there to prop up their energy sector. We know that Xi Jinping, who heads the Chinese Communist Party, has recently met with Putin, and this will give us an indication of how closely tied these two are. I really look at Russia, China, Iran, North Korea as the new axis of evil.
You know, many of the nations in SWIFT, most of them are in favor of this and have proposed it. Yes. Cyprus has been a holdout. It seems, though, that they are going forward, except the Biden administration right now. Why this reluctance from the White House to impose SWIFT?
One of the things that many people I've talked to have looked at is the way the U.S. halted much of their energy production and then began to rely on Russia, on OPEC, to fill in the gaps for our energy consumption, buying those billions of barrels of oil from Russia. So it is going to be important that we send the message that we can return to energy production very quickly and move back to where we were under President Trump's administration, being energy independent and a net exporter of energy.
Does that include, for now, at least restarting the Keystone Pipeline and reversing some of those policies that the administration has?
Yes, it should. Yes, it should be a restart to the Keystone. It should be a reversal of those policies, because when you're dealing with Russia, you've had a list of guests, and they all talk about the need for sanctions, for economic sanctions, for us to enact export controls, for us to have NATO move to a point where they're going to step in aggressively. The support that President Zelensky and the Ukrainian people are seeing today is impressive. You are seeing wide support coming from Democrats and Republicans for the Ukrainian people. I talked earlier today with a former infrastructure minister in Ukraine, and he had made certain his family was somewhere safe, and he had taken up arms to fight the Russians and was ready to do so. The resolve as freedom fighters that we are seeing by the Ukrainian people is really inspirational, and I think today we all stand with them, and we're all searching for the best ways to support them and to help them to achieve their victory.
That official that you, I mean, it's amazing. He is the infrastructure minister. His name is Vladimir Omelian. We have a photo of him leaving his family to pick up a rifle. What do you think of the inspiration that we've seen from him? What did he tell you? Why he's doing that, and what we've seen from President Zelensky?
Yeah, he is, Mr. Omelian is doing this for his family. And he was delightful to join me on my Facebook TV show. And I so appreciated it. He talked about the resolve and how they have formed this army of civilians who are protecting Kiev. He is there. You know, he has his ammo, he has his guns. They are ready to stop the Russians as they try to come into Kiev. And I think the resolve that you're seeing from the Ukrainians in the Ukrainian army, the expertise from the army, being able to take down a Russian transport plane, these are inspirational moments of how desperately people want freedom, and the lengths to which they will go to fight this oppression and communism and socialism and Marxist theologies that they had to live under for so long. Earlier this week, I spoke with someone who had grown up in Romania, and they were just pulling so for the Ukrainian people to be able to beat back Russia. And there are so many things we can do and should be doing. Getting Russia out of the UN Security Council. Ukraine's doing the right thing, challenging Russia being in the old USSR seat at the UN, with the charter never having been amended to allow Russia into that seat. So these are things that show you the resolve of people that had to live under communism. Now they are living in a form of democracy. They have freedoms. They do not want to return to what Vladimir Putin is trying to force them into. So I think that it is going to be up to Ukraine, up to those of us that are defending freedom, fighting freedom, the NATO countries jumping in to stand with Ukraine and to push this back.
The inspiration of the Ukrainian people, Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, calling on Russia to get kicked out of the UN. Amen. And, Senator, thank you.